Could you please explain a little bit about the first and the second guiding principles?
It's hard to separate the two. The first one says that there are no accidents, that there are no coincidences, that everything has a cause and is therefore the effect of a cause. And the second guiding principle says that we are vibrational beings, and we are emotion, we are energy in motion. And that explains why there are no coincidences, because the vibrational frequency that we all are is based on the beliefs that we hold. So thoughts are electromagnetic. When we think a thought, it puts out an energy, puts out a vibration. And that vibration creates a response in the universe. It goes out into the universal field and elicits a response. And that response will be no, there is no accident. That response will be purposefully in frequency, in alignment with the frequency of the belief or thought that we're putting out there. So there is no accident to it. So what we encounter in our daily life is going to be a vibrational match for what it is we're believing. Not what we want necessarily, not what we think it should be necessarily. It's going to be, bottom line, it's going to be a reflection of the vibrational frequency that we are believing on. So that's why those two go together. And one other thing I would say about the first guiding principle is that it's the law of cause and effect, of course. It's like, and the one cause of everything manifest in the universe is mental. This is a mental universe. And what that means is it's all based on thought. It's all based on what the mind believes and projects. That the mind is the generator, is of manifestation. It's what we think, thoughts, and when we attach to them, they become a belief. And when we believe it, we will feel the emotional frequency that goes with that belief, and that will vibrate out into the world and stir the ethers, so to speak.
So now you've gotten to the second one, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right.
I've combined the two, yeah.
Okay.
And then that elicits a response from the world that will be a read on the mental cause. In other words, it will show us. So it's all about becoming conscious. That's the whole purpose of it. This universe is designed to really show us what we're believing. And that's why we can count on what we encounter to give us an accurate read of where we are right here and now in our relationship with ourselves and the world. In other words, it will show us what we're believing. If I believe that life is hard, then I will, and that things don't work out for me, then I will vibrate at that frequency. I will send that energy out, and I will attract the evidence that proves it to be true.
So why do you call this a mental universe instead of a physical universe? Aren't we in a physical universe?
Well, it's the understanding of the hierarchy of worlds, So yes, we have the physical world. Yes, we have the emotional world. We have the world of consciousness. We have that, but the precipitating cause of all worlds, the physical, the mental, the emotional, is thought, and that's why it's a mental world. It starts with a thought. In the beginning was the Word. What is the Word? It's a thought projected out through sound. And that sound creates a frequency that elicits a manifestation into being. And so that's why it's a mental universe. It's because it starts there.
So is there an emotional universe, or is that tied in with the mental?
Well, it's the emotional is the outcropping of the mental, because when you think a thought, whatever I like to say frequency of that thought is, whatever the vibrational level of that thought is, or at whatever level it's vibrating, will determine the feeling that we have with it. And that emotion, that's energy in motion, that goes out into the world. And again, that's what sets up the vibration. So it's the sound, it's the word that creates the vibration. It's the thought that sends the word. So it's thought, which becomes word, which becomes vibration, which becomes form.
Would you say that we think on an unconscious level before it becomes conscious? Because I'm asking this because I've had experience where I've felt or had a reaction to something that is emotional before I understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Absolutely. That does happen because it's a system. It's not just this and then this and then this and then this. It's not that. It's a system. And what that means is that once you have a thought that has become a belief, then you're going to have the feelings that go with that. You can think of it as a little cosmos of its own, you know, with the belief at the center, and then you've got these little projections out of that. You've got the feeling, the emotion that goes with it, which sets up the vibration, and then you've got the reaction, which is your physical reaction. That's your physical manifestation of it, and all of that together is a system. And you can, once that system is in place, you can trigger it at any level. You can trigger it through the feeling, you can trigger it through the reaction, you can trigger it through the thought or the belief. And once that's going, it's most often the emotion that we feel first. And as a matter of fact, we're set up with a belief system. We come in on one. And this is how we know it's part of our design. It's part of the makeup of who we are, because it's not something we necessarily get as a result, or that happens as a result of something happening to us here. Although we have things that happen early on, but we have these, that's why I call them lineage beliefs. These lineage beliefs that are actually encoded in the DNA. And what that means is all of these, we come equipped to have a belief system. We not only come equipped to have one, we already have one. We have one that comes down from our matriarchal DNA and from our patriarchal, and they are stored and coded in the DNA. And that does not mean that we're going to live every one of those out. But what it does mean is that at some point, something will trigger the question, why did that happen? Like, we'll have a happening. It'll be like some negative thing occurs in our life, or we have a difficult birth even. It can happen in utero. It can happen after we get here. But by the time we're 5, we've had some happening. And once we have a happening, then the mind begins to go back through the DNA archives until it lands on a lineage belief, a family lineage belief, and then it will take that on. And this will all be done not unconsciously, but at such an automatic level that we don't really know it's happening. It just becomes the way.
What are the chances of even changing something like this? If you're wanting to become a conscious co-creator of your reality and a manifester of things that you want, then if we have this encoded in our DNA and our lineage, then what are the chances of ever changing that?
That's a great question, because it is hard unless and until you make it conscious. You know, Carl Jung said, anything we can make conscious, we can transform. And so that's what this work is so much about. That's what the reality formula is about. It's about really beginning to get down to and bring to the surface what these beliefs are, and to unwind them, to unwind the energy of them. And that allows us then to have some choice about whether or not we can recognize when we're in it. We can know what it is that we're in. We can watch it and learn from it. And it is a process of unwinding. It's not like I make it conscious and then it's gone forever. It's I make it conscious and then I watch how it plays in my life. And then I intervene. I get better and better at intervening and making conscious choices about other ways I could be seeing this. I just begin to offer myself options of other ways to see it. And that creates the freedom to live with a different outcome, live in a way that brings a different outcome.